It seems the more I look at the world of all these stories and how some people really have it bad, you know, I'm lucky I didn't have it so bad. I think the only bad thing probably is I got a bad back. But, you look at these stories and, people born blind or people born deaf or babies have cancer, or people born with cancer, and then later in life they have some terrible virus or disease, totally unexpected. You know, what I think is me never growing up with the belief in a God. If I was in a situation where it was so bad that there could be no cure for the suffering, you know, it's like some people in the hospital, the suffering is so bad that they just want to end their life. If it got to that point, unless the doctor could do something. So that's what I say. No matter what you have to fight to live. And if there's no exit, sometimes it's death is the only option. But never give up and fight all the way. I can't speak for everybody. You know, we're all on this planet, and the outcome and circumstances have been devastating, some worse than others. But the good news is there's cures coming for the major diseases, cures for cancer, cures for AIDS, cures for Ebola, and a cure for everything. IBM has developed a chip to cure any virus or disease, as long as even eternal life. So that people that didn't have it as good as we have it now, we're lucky to have it now. Because back then there was no eternal life. There was no cure. There was no science and technology was not available back then. It's coming now. So we are lucky. You know? Like I said, I can't speak for everybody that has it. Whatever fucked up abnormality, virus, or disease, all I can say is just fight it. And I know it's easier said than done. And like I said, if there's just no option, sometimes death is what life brings. But you have to fight all the way, never give up. And that's easier said than done, I guess, because me not growing up with the belief in a God, it makes you stronger, I guess, to accept life and death. Because, and especially learning really that there is no God now with the science and technology, especially with the science explains it, that it makes sense. It makes more sense. But back then we didn't have that science and technology to explain, so they had to still, and the people that don't know the science now are still relying on religion and prayer, where it's not doing anything. It never has, never will. And of course, there's never a Jesus and a God coming. So what's the alternative? Prayer gives people comfort, right? What's the alternative? Like Seth Andrews from the Thinking Atheist says, words. Tell the person you love them. Tell them you care for them. Tell them you'll be with them. And just relate the happy times, the happy stories, But and that's better than a prayer. And give thanks to the doctors for saving people's life. And stop thanking God of Jesus. You really have to let go of this. I think what's going to happen when the eternal life kicks in and the IBM develops that technology to cure any virus or disease, religious people is going to be against it. But I think what happened is the storm will calm, and the years later, people just accept it, and it's to be too advanced, and People won't have to rely on faith anymore. People just accept it. The storm is always going to be bumpy, you know. Whatever science and technology helps, you know, religious people are against it. Even if it's good, religious people are against it. They think you're turning away from God. They think your whole life is a test to go to heaven. So we find a cure for cancer. We find, you know, whatever cure. You have religious people that will be against it, even though it's a good thing. Kind of crazy, right? Because people think God made cancer, God made all this virus and disease, God made all the maladies to test you. But if you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. Not at all. Think about it. If God created cancer, all these virus and diseases that we don't have a cure now, and then we eventually have a cure, and which, like the previous virus and disease, ammonia, we have cures, and all other diseases and virus that we have cures, God didn't do it then. Because if God is the supreme, he can make any virus, any disease, if he wanted to, that nobody could cure. No illness, nobody can cure, not even science, because God is the creation of everything, right? He knows everything. So when we cure these viruses and diseases, it's just the next step. And I'll use the mighty word evolutionary process. Everything is evolution. The space is evolution. The learning, it's like more laws, you know, the advancement of technology, evolution of science, evolution of medicine. The medicine's going to get better. The science is always going to get better. Everything's evolution. So we're lucky to live at this time with the science and technology is coming to cure any virus or disease. Nanotechnology, nanomachines to repair any virus and disease in your body, like an alarm system in your body. And we are lucky to be alive to witness and look at the Big Bang and the planets and the exoplanets. The bad news is thousands or millions of years, even advances, people living on alien planets will not be able to see. Because you know why? It's fading. By then, the Andromeda galaxy will collide with another galaxy. You won't be able to see it. You won't be see remnants of the Big Bang. Pretty interesting time we live. So even though thousands of years, people will be so advanced, they won't be able to see, you know, the stars that were alive when we saw them, the remnants of the Big Bang. Because you know why? Space is moving apart. It's speeding up, and everything is drifting away. And it takes a long time. It's like a macroevolution. Everything, it's not a quick step. It's speeding up, and in thousands of years, you will not be able to see what we see now, because everything would be fading away. So we are lucky to live in this time, a great time. A great time to cure any virus or disease. A great time for eternal life. A great for science and technology to help us. And also maybe destroy us with the robots. But I think they actually making sure that the robots are not going to do that. They put like a special switch, you know, that will cause any chaos of the robots. So I think the future is going to be bright. I think what Lawrence Krauss meant, the future is miserable, is that we have to protect ourselves from the asteroids and comets. You know, they can come at any time, so we have to have planetary defense. And you know, like that Russia comet and several other comets and asteroids that came and crashed and hurt people and blew out the building. Totally unexpected. You think only natural disasters from earthquakes and, you know, the common ones, tornadoes and tsunami. Even from space, comets and asteroids, meteors will come and blow out the windows and buildings and injure people. The universe runs up by itself. Maybe an alien programmed our universe out of many, you know. Other than that, the universe runs by itself. Maybe they program the laws and forces. We'll know more information in the future. Or then maybe it was no alien, just different processes and forces and laws that went by itself. And so what I said is better than a prayer. You come for somebody, tell them